me feeling like I'm academics. Can't.
Two more of Durk's co-defendants are now asking for a severing of their cases. Now, if you guys don't know, there was already a request by. Hold on, let me see. There was already a request by the by Didi, OTF Didi, that they wanted to sever their trials, right? So they wanted to go and have separate trials from Durk. Now, I want to kind of explain this to y'all, and it look like it's nothing new because I haven't seen anything else in February filed. So let me just try to, yeah, there's nothing filed. Okay, let me kind of explain this to y'all for the people who are saying, you know, Durk's people are flipping on him and they're gonna tell on him, and you know they want a separate trial. That is not a tactic to tell on Durk. I think it's very important for us to realize that the tactic here is not to cooperate against Durk. The tactic is you don't have a case unless we're all together. Remember, this is a conspiracy case, which means they have to prove a lot of things. They have to prove a pattern. They got to prove that these people knew. And because they have to prove so many things, they need all the co-defendants that they could use their evidence against them, leverage it, and kind of be like, well, we already proved that he did talk to him about that, which is reason that we could give for motive for this. That's the problem. So I know people are saying his co-defendants have filed motions. No, that's just a particular, that's in your playbook. It's a strategy. That's about it. It's nothing you got to take too serious. It's a strategy. The reality here is one person we believe is telling on him, which is OTF Vonnie. He hasn't been in any court filings in months. And the trial is supposed to start in April. Now, the reason why I do think he's also flipped is that the defendants' lawyers aren't mentioning him as well, which tells me that he's part of a sealed situation, right? Where they're going to make sure that Durk and him do not get the information about Vonnie. And I think, no, actually, I mean a protective order. I think Durk's lawyer knows it too, but they can't say it. Why? They don't mention Vonnie at all. If I was Durk's lawyer, I would be like, hey, what about this one defendant y'all are not mentioning? Well, if they get told that defendant is in a protective order for cooperating and the judge would not like for this to be known, they got to act like in their motions, and they can't talk about it, that Durk ain't doing shit. So the idea that people are severing their cases and telling Durk, that is not true. That is not true. This is a tactic to get different cases where your outcome isn't tied to your co-defendant. So that's the thing. When you have a co-defendant, usually the outcome for one defendant is for all. So, yeah. All right. Let me see what else is popping here. Just real quick, man.